And we will put you down here. And we will run you up here. And it will say bad stream again. Yeah, I'm in red again, of course. Yeah, that's the way it goes. But here I am. I figured I'd pop back up here again today, give you my daily TFL rant. I haven't done this stuff in a long time, but why not? Should come up here and give a daily TFL rant when I feel like it, right? May not show up daily, but I'll be here. Do a TFL rant. Do a rant about what I see going on in our society, the double standards that we all know about. That nothing changes unless you complain enough, right? And sometimes in complaining enough, you get attacked and you get attacked and you get attacked. Yep. And that's where you got to get tough skin. You got to be willing to be attacked. You got to have tough skin when you're telling the truth in today's society. Because truth seems to hurt a lot of people today. It's pretty sad when truth hurts people. Because, the only reason truth hurts is because you're a liar. That's right. Because honest people don't get hurt by truth. The only people that ever get hurt by truth are liars and deceivers. Yep. And when it comes to TFL, we have all kinds of liars and deceivers, don't we? We sure do. Yep. When it comes to TFL, we have all kinds of liars and deceivers. Are you a worthless incel? Question mark. Now, why would I put that up there? Are you a worthless incel? Did you ever wonder why I stuck that up there? Well, that's because incels fail to understand that there's more to a relationship than sex. Okay? And that's all they worry about is sex. Now, of course, that's not all of them, but that is where incel came from. Incel came from guys who complain they're not getting enough sex. Okay, I don't know what to tell you, man. Man, maybe you could move to Vegas and you could go outside of city limits where you can pay to get your rocks off. I'm telling you. See, sex is what's helped destroy the family unit and destroy our society because you've replaced love with sex. Because you socialize love is sex and love isn't sex. You may like sex, but love is not sex. Real love does exist, but today, to find real love is sort of like finding a dinosaur egg or a needle in the world's largest haystack. Because it isn't that real love don't exist, it's because people don't know what the hell they're doing. That's the reason people can't find real love. That's the reason family units are where it's at. That's the reason we got so much fighting going on. In incel, that community seems to be famous for what? Complaining about how some other incel treated them, while then they go out and do the same thing themselves. So they fail to see that what they're treating somebody else like, they don't want to be treated like themselves. And there's a statement I've made over and over and over and over through the years. Do unto one as you want done unto yourself. And if you're willing to do something wrong unto somebody else that you're not willing to want done unto yourself, then expect it to be done back onto you and you have no reason to complain about it. If you can't handle your medicine, do not dish the medicine. It's that simple and clear. If you don't like this treatment happening to you, you do not do it onto somebody else. So practice as you preach. Don't be a hypocrite and come up here and preach something you're not willing to do yourself. If you're a hypocrite, get the hell out of here because nobody needs a two-faced, double-speaking, speaking out both sides of their mouths, phony, fake, fraudulent, non-trustable, non-credible person to be listening to. Because that's what you are. You're not credible. You can't be trusted. You can't be believed. When you speak out both sides of your mouth and you're a hypocrite, that's what you are. You're a hypocrite. You can't be trusted. You shouldn't be believed. And anything you say should be disregarded. Okay, now I got that little rant out of the way, didn't I? Okay, but I had to do that, okay? So when I'm talking about are you a worthless incel? Well, the only reason incels would be worthless is because they're not doing society any justice, no favors whatsoever. They're actually helping evil. That's what they're doing because sex is the last thing a person should ever want. I totally agree with Dave here. Dave is right on spot. Dave said it just as it is, man. Sex should be the last on the priority list, and that is exactly correct. They have taken sex from the last on the list and moved it to the front of the list, and these incel people are just helping to perpetuate that. They're helping to keep that problem alive, which is also responsible for destroying our society. So they are part of the problem. And why are you whining you can't get freaking laid? Why? I mean, what are you, a crybaby? That's what I say about you men that are calling yourself incels. What, are you got a baby bottle in your mouth? What, are you wearing a diaper? Now, of course, if you're not wearing a diaper, then you ain't got a baby bottle in your hand, then maybe you should practice growing up. Huh. Okay, now I had that little rant out of the way. That's why I said, today's rant. Did I not? Yes. And I fixed the little issue that I had yesterday with a troll using my information to come in to my live stream that I typed into a chat. They can have wrote that down and logged it all they want because, see, I have the ability to change the ID number every single time or to keep an ID number. That's right, every single time. And I have changed the ID number and I have emailed it to a couple people that if they come up and they want to come into this show, all they got to do is check their email and they've got to have the ID number for this live stream in their email. And then they can use that same phone number and put in that new ID number and they will be in here with me. But the troll won't be because I'm not going to put the ID number in the chat no more for anybody. Okay? I might put the phone number in there, but they're not going to get the ID number in there. So if you want to come on a live stream with me, my suggestion is first and foremost, you must send me an email. I must have your email address because I'm going to use that email address that you send me to give you an ID number. And if you lose the phone number, I'll give you the phone number so that you can come into these live streams. But I don't want no more trolls, like that person pretending to be Jeff yesterday, who called into the show using the information and was trolling the show and smirking and laughing behind their back. And yes, it was a man doing it, a male, and it was not Dwayne Holloway. I've went back and listened to that part where he spoke up when I said, Jeff, say something. Okay, say something. He spoke and he was not Jeff. Then Jeff says, that was not me. And I played that over and over. The voice is definitely not Jeff, and the voice is not Dwayne Holloway. But it is a scumbag male, okay? Of course it is. Who decided to play troll, which means they have mental issues, okay? They were getting their rocks off, but they won't be doing that no more because I have fixed that problem. That will not happen no more. You will not be able to access this live stream. VIA, that number will not get you into my live stream no more. Because you will have to have the ID number to come into my live stream. And that will not be typed into this chat box for you to have. I have sent the ID number to this particular live stream out to a couple people. That's right. And if they come on to this live stream now and ask if they can come in, I'm going to tell them to go check their email. And then they're going to pick up their phone and they're going to dial and they're going to be in this live stream. But them are the only two people that can access this live stream at this time. Steve Hoka, if he comes in here and wants in, I'll have to go email him real quick in the middle of this live stream. The new ID number for him to get in. Or he won't even be coming in. That's correct. Because I did not send it out to Steve Hoka. I would not deny Steve Hoka coming in here. I'll send it out to him in a heartbeat. I sure will. Okay? Just as fast as Steve says, can I have it, I'll mail it to him. That's how quick that'll happen. I'll email it to him that quick. Just so you know, okay? This is not to stop Steve Hoka. This is to stop trolling. This is to stop our scum. Our parasites that we have out here are showing their true colors, their true nature in life. There's somebody that can't be believed, trusted, and should not be hung out. You shouldn't hang out with them unless you're criminal minded yourself. If you're an honest, good person who really cares, you don't want to hang with people like that anyhow. And the reason I'm slamming the incels is because the incels, they're actually doing nothing but helping the decay of our society. That's all these incel people are doing. You're whining and crying about you can't get, a sexual disease, I guess. You want to whine and cry about it. I'm just telling you, move to Vegas. You can go outside city limits and you can spend some money. You can work your tail off and go give your money to these females so that you can practice doing what you're whining about, okay? Then you won't have to whine about it no more, okay? Yeah, I was in the mood to rant a little bit this morning, so I figured, okay, I'd come up here this afternoon. It's about 1 o'clock my time. Maybe it's morning your time. I guess it depends on where you live, huh? Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. You might be on East Coast time. It might be 2 o'clock your time, right? Uh-huh. But I'm not on East Coast time. I'm over here on the Central Standard Time zone, so. But I wanted to get up here and rant just a little bit this morning because incels, you need to grow up. You really do. You need to stop whining, crying, and thinking everything in life's about sex, and you need to stop doing unto your own people. This is why I said men need to come together. MRAs, MGTOWs, incels, TFLers, straight across the board, this problem that we're having in the manosphere, if you'd want to say, is affecting all of us, and there's so many men going through it. But you got to get your priorities straight, okay? And incel men do not have their priorities straight. Dave said it best, sex is at the last of the list, not the beginning of the list. Okay? If you want your sex to be at the beginning of the list, then move your ass down to Vegas so you can go outside of town and get yourself a damn prostitute or a hooker, and you can do it legally. Because sex don't belong at the beginning of the list. Never has and never should be in that spot. But that's great. I mean, I'm glad that Dave don't have to worry about child support and alimony and these incel people. You're a high candidate for that. You really are. Because you're going to go out there thinking that's what it's all about. And you're more of a man. If you just keep doing it with more girls you got, the more of a man you are. And then you're going to wonder why you got child support from her and 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 child support from her. Okay? And that you can't afford to live it. You can't afford to pay it. And you're living in a cardboard box because the system keeps stealing your checks as you're making them. No, you're the one that went out and done that to yourself. Because you had to whine and cry about not being able to get it, right? You was more of a man when you done more women, right? And if you got a sexual disease, you go into the hospital, blah, 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 and you're crying about that too, I want you to do yourself a favor and go look in the mirror. You put yourself in that situation and you have nobody to blame but yourself. End of story. Okay? If you don't like what I'm saying, I really don't care if you don't like what I'm saying. People should already know me by now. I'm going to say it as it is. I'm not going to come up here and lie to people. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything so that you can feel better. I don't care about your feelers. Okay? I only care about your feelers if you're somebody worth caring about the feelers for. In other words, you're honest and you're caring. That's right. Then I care, okay? I really do. Because I care about everybody, but I don't care about corruption. I don't care about people who want to dump on other people for their own gain. Them people, as far as I'm concerned, are scum. They are the problem that we need to do away with. But the manosphere needs to come together. All this infighting in the manosphere needs to go away. Y'all need to grow the hell up. Because there is no reason that you should be afraid to, I'm a TFL. Why are you afraid to say that you're living TFL when you're not the one that created the problem? Because you want to fit in? Fit into what? Corruption and evil? Have you opened your eyes and looked around you in today's society? Why would you want to care? Okay, see, that makes no sense. The manosphere needs to come together. All of us equally are having lots of problems that all these other people are having, and then you're hiding behind it so that what? You don't want to piss off some female. What, you want to keep placing her on a pedestal so she becomes more corrupt? Don't you understand how social engineering works and why the females are acting the way they're acting? The majority of you men are the reason the female are acting the way they're acting. They're acting that way because of brainwashing and your ability to keep placing women above yourself. Women are human beings like men are human beings, and they need to be held accountable for their actions. But you don't see that, do you? No, you don't. If you look on TV and you watch TV, what do you see all day long? Male bashing, male bashing, male bashing, male bashing, male bashing. And you know, it was a really good one this morning. You know, my wife was watching, what was it? Some damn hospital show. ER, okay, real life stories or something in the ER. And they had a gal that was giving birth to a baby in her car because she didn't have get time to get into the hospital, right outside the hospital door. Okay? And the husband's standing there, and after the baby was born, he looked at the interior of the car and the seat she just trashed and said, "This is a new vehicle, and I special ordered these seats. You just trashed the seat. Couldn't you waited a little bit longer, at least gotten into the hospital?" And she punched him right in the face, right on camera. Now, I think this is all scripted personally, okay? But she punches him in the face. He falls to the ground. They take her and him into the hospital on a stretcher. Then they come back later on and show him waking up and her criticizing him and basically using the kid in him as, "This is why you'll listen to me." So, see, this was more promoting male bashing. It was all right for her to smash him in the face with her fist. There was no crime, no law broke. And he was to be humiliated after the fact while having a child. So this is what you're seeing all day long, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. When you turn on your TV set, you're seeing how sick and how twisted and evil our society is. You're seeing male bashing in your face. And I can think of a whole lot of men out here that probably do not appreciate it. Can you imagine what it would be like if we flipped the script? And every time you turned on the TV for the next 5 years, it was female shaming, female shaming, female bashing, female bashing. Can you imagine that? Our society would come to a standstill. all these women would be out in the street complaining and holding signs and bitching and screaming and moaning and pissed and crying and whining. But yet they can do this to men on a regular basis, huh? And we don't say a thing, man. We just bend over and put the lube up there, don't we? Yeah, we do. So, and I won't even say that's the real Dwayne Holloway who just popped in here. They can claim they are till they're blue in the face. I really don't care one way or the other. I really don't, because Dwayne Holloway lost his mind, went out and trolled TFLers, threw all the TFLers under the bus. Sure did. The real Dwayne Holloway shut down the TFL website, threw all the TFLers under the bus, went around trolling people. That's right, after throwing them under the bus. Started attacking the people who are speaking out about the problem he lives himself. When the guy used to do a really good job speaking out about it and had a lot of knowledge, was a really great speaker. Okay? Could have respected him back then, but I don't have respect for that. What he's done, there's no recovering from. Sorry to say that. If it is the road to Dwayne Holloway, I'm sorry. There ain't no recovering from that type of behavior. You can't be trusted. And you've done that to yourself. I wouldn't even know how to begin to trust you anymore, Dwayne, if that's the road to Dwayne. Now, I've said all I'm going to say about Dwayne because I'm not here to give him attention. But since he did pop up in this chat, I don't know how to trust him anymore. I don't think he can be trusted. If he could be trusted, I guess he would have to earn that, wouldn't he? And he would owe all the TFLers an apology. And that's the way I feel about that. Dwayne Holloway would literally owe the TFLer community an apology. And it would have to be sincere. And he would have to mean it. And trust, well, that would take a long time to earn back. Because you threw that under the bus. You got nobody to blame but yourself. If you want to blame somebody, go look in the mirror. Well, I don't care if you're doing good, great for you, okay? You're seeing a girl from the Philippines and you live in New York, okay, yeah. But, I'm not going to go there with you. You don't want to say too much if you are the road to Dwayne. I don't care. I'm going to let you stay here for now unless you start saying too much. Then I'll just remove you from the show. That's how it'll work, okay? With that, I'm going to go on with my rant now, okay? Because I don't need to talk about you anymore. I've said what I had to say. Okay? And it's sad that I have to go there and that I have to be that way. It really is. Because I don't want to be that way to people. But everybody knows that TFL hasn't gone nowhere. It's only getting worse, and it's only going to get worse. It was socially engineered. It was deliberately done. There was no accident about it. Men are living this because they've had no choice but to live it. How do you not live it? If you're going to be rejected all the time and then you go out, you do everything society's told you to do, and a female keeps rejecting you and rejecting you, that's not your fault. But what is your fault is for allowing it to affect you to the point that you kill yourself. Allowing it to affect you to where it destroys you. This is where you have to start getting strong and you have to look for the ways to make yourself happy. Because no other human being is going to be able to make you happy. I don't care where you go to get a female in your life, you're not going to be happy because you got a female in your life. Especially in today's society. Oh, no, 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 no. Anybody that's got real life experience and's had a woman in their life, they will all tell you the same thing. The women in today's society, just like the men, are completely messed up. Of course. She knows how to call in the middle of a live stream. That's normal. A call from Heather. Yeah, that would be my other half over there calling me in the middle of a live stream. She's probably on her break on her job, and so whatever. But anyhow, people know this already. When you have a situation, okay, where you get in a relationship and you think that's going to make you happy, you better realize that relationship isn't going to make you happy unless you've already made yourself happy. And that relationship will tear you down. Because in today's society, we have, Bill, can you call me? Greg, I cannot call you, okay? I do not have your number. Go check your email. I sent you an email before I did this live stream. I gave you a new PIN number, a new caller ID number. If you want to call into this show, you can do it now, Greg. But you must go check your email and write down the new ID number. Call the number I sent you yesterday, the phone number, that same phone number. But use the ID number I gave you in an email today, and you will be in this live stream with me. If you don't use that ID number, you will not be in this live stream with me, okay? The ID number from yesterday, I've changed that, okay, to keep trolls from coming in here. Well, okay, well, that's up to you, all right? I'm not kicking you off. You're kicking yourself off. If you don't want to do that, that's not my problem, Greg. You have done kicked yourself off, so I gave you the opportunity to come into the live feed. You could have been in here talking to me right now, but you've chose not to through your own actions, so I can't help them who do not help themselves. Okay, as simple as that. You know. And with that being said, Greg, you're welcome to come into this live feed. I've sent you everything you need to do, and I just told you how. If you cannot do that, then I cannot help you because I'm not going to. I'm in the middle of live stream. I'm not trying to get a phone number from you for the whole world to see in this live stream or give you my phone number for the whole world to see. That's just not going to happen, okay? You got my email. So with that being said, if you want me to call you, I'll call you later on. You can send your phone number to my email. Okay, but that's about it. But I'm going to go back to what I was talking about here. And as far as what Ron just told me, I suspect Ron could be correct about that. I really do. But it doesn't matter. I've addressed everything I'm going to address about that name, and I'm not going to say that name again. Okay? So that'll put a stop to that person, even if they are a troll. And if they say anything more, any smart ass stuff, I'll just remove them from this live stream and they won't be talking no more. Can I explain that are you a worthless incel? I just did a rant about that, Ron. I sure did. I started my show off and I read that for you in this show. And I ranted all about it. And that's the reason I put that up there. Yes, I did. You came in after I already done that rant, but okay, I'll explain it simple for you, okay? It's simple enough. Dave said it best. Dave is in this live stream, and Dave said it exactly correct. Sex is at the last of the list. When it comes to getting a woman in your life, sex is at the last of the list, not the beginning of the list. Incel people came from involuntary celibacy, which are men who whine and cry about not getting laid, who have taken sex from the back of the list in the dating arena and moved it to the front of the list. And that is what helps to destroy our society. It's also helped to replace love with sex because real love exists. Real love does exist, but the reason people can't seem to find real love in today's society is, I've said it for years, is because people don't know what the hell they're doing. They haven't the first clue when they think they know they don't know. There's not an accident that we have a high divorce rate, though you have a high domestic violence rate in relationships, drama. No, it's not an accident. I mean, even with the person I'm with now, I deal with drama that I do not want to deal with, and I have come freaking this close to ending it. And if the drama don't go away, she will go away because I will end it. That is the way that goes. Because I won't put up with it. She don't get very far with the drama when she creates it. I cut her off. I rip her new ass and I go quiet and I cut her off and I tell her straight out. Keep it up and you take this shit and you pack it up and you get the hell out. And she knows it and I'm dead serious. I'll put her out on her ass so fast, so fast her head will swim. Because I'm not going there. Drama destroys relationships. Drama destroys love. Drama destroys friendships. Drama can create your very own killer. Drama can get you put in jail with domestic abuse. Drama has been deliberately perpetuated to divide and destroy family units and people, friendships and relationships. And people are getting their rocks off on drama, calling it their entertainment. I got some friends that I like to call their household the drama house. And I had a sarcastic idea go through my head once. I thought about giving them a gun for a present with a box of ammunition, right? And then my thought in my head is if I gave them a gun for a present, I wonder how long it would be before one of them was in jail for using that gun on the other. Because that house is nothing but screaming and yelling and bitching and whining and screaming and yelling and bitching and whining every day of the week. Okay, and because of that, that's why I had that thought. Yeah, probably the wrong house to give a gun to, because they might actually use it on one another. But the point is see, this is what our world's come to, right? So, there's not a lot I can say about that. But I figured I would do a little bit more TFL related stuff and I would come up here and do my thing because I got nothing but time now, man. I used to work and I used to work and I love working and I love to go back to work, but I'm never able to go back to work. Even when I go nuts and want to go back to work, I'm sort of screwed that way now. So because I'm screwed that way and I'm a little bit on the bored side of life now, I'm probably going to be making more time to do this. I spoke out a lot on politics over the years, and I gone back and forth between the dating and the politics and the dating and the politics. And I still don't get off the politics, but I've slowed back on them. So I come back over here to the dating arena because our society is so corrupt. People are treating each other the exact way they don't want to be treated themselves. And that's why you hear me always preaching, I give thumbs up to high impact flicks. Don't know the guy personally. I personally think there's a good chance he's a shill, but he does do some good work, and maybe he's not a shill, but he said something that I have said over and over for years. And I watched him sit in his pickup truck and say this, and I was so proud of him for making that statement. And that is practice doing unto somebody else as you want done unto yourself. Do not do unto other people that you do not want done unto yourself. Now, I know that goes over a lot of people's heads, but anybody that's been watching me for years knows I've said that over and over and over and over and over. And so, when I heard him make that statement, I was actually proud of him because that is so true. That's exactly what needs to happen. You know? But yeah, I just, and I told people yesterday with Steve Hoke, the man still works. I envy him. I'd love to still work myself, okay? And he's got a family and he's working and And he still has his family he grew up with, and he has things that goes on in his life, and he gets busy. And he's got his own life. He don't live on the computer. He don't live at the internet. And I know he made a lot of promises he probably shouldn't have made, but it's going to be up to him when he makes promises to either carry them through or come back and apologize. Okay, I know that Steve Hoka means well. I like Steve Hoka. I know, I always have liked Steve, and I know he meant well. Steve's got a heart. Steve tells the truth. He don't lie to you. Steve's had the same thing said to him in life that I've had said to me a lot of times. But you're too damn honest. And I have a problem with that. I've been told this many times that I'm too fucking honest. And I'm like, I'm too honest? They say, yeah. And I said, I have trouble swallowing that because that means you want me to be honest on the selective scale and lie on the other hand? No! No, I'm not going to do that. Or that way you want me to, what? This is taboo. Shut up and don't talk about TFL. See, I was suspicious about that type of behavior because what are you really telling me? If you're telling me I'm too honest, but see, Steve's had that told to him too. And I become suspicious about that type of behavior because what are you really telling a person when you tell them they're too honest? Think about it. If somebody tells you you're too honest, what are you really telling them? You're telling them to practice lying a little bit, deceiving people? Yeah. Or the honesty hurts you? But you better remember this. If truth hurts you, it's because you're a liar. You're a deceiver. Because truthful, honest people don't get hurt by truth. The only people that can ever be hurt by truth is a deceiver, a liar. So if you're being hurt by truth, you really better look in the mirror and examine yourself because you're hurt because what? You're deceiving other people and lying to them? I don't feel sorry for you if you get hurt by truth. Why should I feel sorry for somebody who gets hurt by truth? Why? This means you're willing to lie and deceive to other people and not say it as it is. It's no different than somebody who's a hypocrite that comes up and speaks out both sides of their mouths. You don't tell people to do this and this while you do the opposite of what you tell them. If you're going to tell people they should be doing something, you better be doing it yourself. If you tell them a behavior that they're doing in society is wrong, then you shouldn't be producing or doing that behavior yourself. Because if you're doing that behavior yourself while you're calling somebody else out on doing it, you're a hypocrite and you should just shut your mouth and go away because nobody needs to hear you. I just want to stay straight honest with people, and that's what I do. And I don't go out of my life to not do anything I tell you people not to do. I've cared about people my whole life. I've gone out of my way in my real life, personal life, and helped people I didn't even know. Just to help them. And then when I was able to help them and I saw the smile on their face, that was my payment. I didn't need no monetary gain for helping them. I helped them because I wanted to. I've been this way my whole life, man. I care. I genuinely care about everybody, and I only want what's right for all of us. It's all I've ever wanted is what's right for everybody. I don't want to attack other people, but I don't like sitting back watching other people attack other people for no good reason. I don't like seeing wrong behavior onto others that these people definitely don't want done onto themselves. I don't like seeing cowards who will come up on cam, up on YouTube, or up on the internet, okay, with an avatar or pic or whatever, not show their face, and come up here and start judging other people. Like as if they have no thoughts of their own, huh? You know, I done a video before I done this live stream that I'll be uploading after this live stream's over. Okay, and that video that I made, well, I'm probably pissing people off with it too. That anybody that really understands what I'm saying won't be pissed off. They're going to recognize it. And I'll guarantee you there's a whole bunch of you people right here in this chat when that video goes up. You're going to recognize what I'm saying or why I'm saying it. You know, the biggest problem we have in society is people not standing up for themselves. And the other problem we have in society when it comes to the manosphere is you're all too busy. So many people are being fraudulent, being fakes and phonies. And they're busy throwing each other underneath the bus, doing unto others that they don't want done on themselves. Then they do it to somebody, and then somebody else comes along and does it to them, and they complain and whine about how they were treated. And then when you watch them, they're doing what they're complaining and whining about. Happening to them, they're doing to somebody else. And in the incel community, they're famous for that. That's a disgusting behavior. You know, I look at it the way it really is in the manosphere, we all need to be coming together. We should be standing by each other and supporting each other, not fighting each other. It's complete insanity how men's right activists, MRA, okay, how incel, how men going their own way, how and TFLers, how we can all be so divided and fighting one another, how we're all slamming one another. But yet we're all out here living the same problems. You know, it's like when Billy told me about men going their own way, and I've said it for a long time now. The exact thing Steve Hoke has told you. I've said it for a long, long time now. That the majority online men going their own way are fakes, they're TFLers in denial. And then Billy comes along, Billy, and he's a lone wolf man. And Billy calls himself a MGTOWer. And I've known Billy for a long time. I don't know how many of you people were around when Space Devil 13 was around. Billy. Way back in the day when the TFL radio show just started. And Billy come up there drunk and was hosting a show with me while he was drunk. I don't know how many of you people remember Billy. And the TFL Warhammer. Billy was on there in a couple of videos. He showed his face. Okay. So, but for the people who remember Billy, I was talking with Billy the day before yesterday, and we're talking, and he says to me on the phone, he came up here and he was looking for MGTOWer videos, guys that were going their own way, because he considers himself a MGTOW. He's a man going his own way. If a right woman comes along, that's fine. If it's the right woman, he'll settle down. He'd love companionship and to be with her for the rest of his life. But he's not looking for a woman. He clearly sees the corruption. He don't want any part of all that corruption and the insanity from women. Okay? And so therefore he considers himself a lone wolf, a man going his own way. So he comes up here and he's looking across the internet and he's looking across YouTube and watching these MGTOW videos, men going their own way. And he calls me up and he tells me, these men ain't going their own way. Where's a real man going their own way video? That's what I'm looking for. He says, a man going their own way ain't up here bitching about women. If you're still so angry that you're a man going your own way and you come up here complaining about your opposite gender, you haven't gone your own way. And I'm laughing because he's correct. He's totally correct. If you call yourself a man going your own way and you're up here making videos bitching about women, you have not gone your own way. If you have truly gone your own way, then you might be making a video about what you're doing to improve your life since you've gone your own way. How happy you are not having to come home to drama, to being lied to being used as an ATM machine, to being manipulated. This is what you might be doing a video about. You might be doing a video showing your garden. You might be doing a video showing a project you're working on for an invention that you're trying to create. This is the type of stuff a real MGTOWer would be doing. Okay? He might be preparing himself for, like, if he lost his power, inventing something or putting something in his home that's going to allow him to have power when the power's out. See, this would be a real man going his own way because he don't need a woman's validation. He's won his own way. He's not going to be angry at the women because he understands they've been brainwashed like the rest of us, programmed, and that men have placed them up on a pedestal above themselves, perpetuating the problem, making the problem grow, corrupting her mind. I mean, if you understand how social engineering has worked, then you understand power and greed absolutely corrupts the human mind. And if you're somebody who knows that power and greed absolutely corrupts the human mind, and you can't figure out why there's so many narcissist women, then you don't understand that power and greed absolutely corrupts the human mind, because how do you think the women got so toxic? You created them, Frankenstein. That's what our society did. We created them. We're the ones that placed them above ourselves. We're the ones that told them they don't have to be responsible for anything. We're the ones don't whine and cry and complain and bitch and moan about Hollywood and the male shaming and the male bashing that's been put into everything on TV. If we turned that around and it was done to the women, you all know that there'd be a big outcry. Why is the women not up here outcrying for the men? Why are they laughing at this and allowing it? And why are you bending over taking it? Did you ever ask yourself that question? Turn on your television set and watch it for a day. You're going to be male shame, male shame, male shame, male shame, bash, bash, bash. Why are we taking it? Why are we bending over just taking it? Come on. Why? That's really where this comes from. Why ain't you complaining about it? And for these women, okay, let's just go over to the men's rights movement that's been handed over to a bunch of fraudulent women. You think Karen Stroud's done any girls' rights what's done any good in the last 7, 8 years she's been running it? Why don't you show me one thing she's accomplished for men? Just one. Only one. Come on. Come on, guys. Tell me one thing that she's accomplished for men. Just one. See, and I think I'll hear crickets right there. I don't think I'm going to hear any answers to what she's done because she's accomplished nothing. Exactly, Dave. She's accomplished nothing. That's what she's accomplished. That's correct. But you know what she has accomplished? Hijacking the men's movement, lying to the men, and filling her wallet full of money. That's what she has accomplished. Furtherly driving men down the rabbit hole and keeping herself and her own gender up on that pedestal. Did you see girls' rights get a bunch of the women together to protest against Hollywood for all the male shaming on the television all day long? When did you hear Karen Stroud, Girls' Rights What, talk about the male shaming in our commercials, in our sitcoms, in our shows on TV and in our movies. All the male shaming and male bashing. When was the last time you heard Karen Stroud and her feminist posse talk about that? Oh, I bet you never heard her talk about that, did you? How much more does it have to be in your face? Why are we bending over taking it? Can you ask yourself that question? What, do you enjoy it? Do you want me to send you a bottle of lube so that you can be lubricated instead of dry entry? Maybe it'll make you feel better. I don't know. Do you follow where I'm going here? This is complete insanity. You can't turn on your TV without male bashing, male bashing, male bashing, male bashing. And you don't see no men complaining about it and telling Hollywood to knock it off. And to shut these damn commercials down, to shut these sitcoms down, to stop it right now. If we done this to women, and you turned on that TV and that's what you saw every day was woman mashing, woman smashing, woman bashing, woman bashing, there'd be an outcry. There sure would be. And if Karen Stroud was really fighting for men's rights, how does she not see this issue? You know damn right she sees this. There's no way she couldn't see it. But do you hear her talking about let's get together and protest Hollywood? Let's stop these commercials. Let's stop these sitcoms. Let's stop all this ridiculous behavior. This is where I'm coming from here. When do you see her talking about this? You don't. Because she's not here for us. She is here for the tool. That's all that matters to her. It's lining her pockets. She's not about helping you or helping me or helping any of us. And that's something people need to remember. She's never been about helping any of us. I mean, do you see what's wrong with this picture? Even the pickup artist industry, PUA. Now we have a female guru who wrote a pickup artist book and who is marketing that and selling that, who is on mainstream media pushing this pickup artist book she wrote. So this female is now going to tell you guys how you can get a woman in your life, huh? We're out of control, people. We've lost our fucking minds. I mean, that's really where we're coming from. People are totally out of control. And I don't know what else to tell you. You know, I come up here and I do my rant because this stuff needs to be said. So, okay, we're not going to have women standing up for men at all, are we? No. Even women who claim that they're fighting for men have proven they're not fighting for men. Of course they're not. They never have. So when are men going to finally get tired of bending over and lubing themselves? When are men finally going to stand up? I don't see it coming, I'm telling you. Even in the truther community, all the people speaking out about NWO, they won't cross that line and come over and speak about this. I mean, that's where this comes from. They're not going to come over here and speak out about this. These guys are going to tell TFLers that it's their own fault. These guys are going to tell TFLers that it's not their fault you can't get laid. These guys are going to go along with the programming. And even if one of your truthers says, no, they see the division in the men and the women, and they understand the social engineering that's going on in society, they still reach up their anal and pull a cop out to go around it, to never address it, to never talk about it, in fear they might piss the female off at themselves. So they're nothing more than a vagina. Yeah. They're nothing more than a coward, a simp. But they claim they're fighting evil. No, they're holding on to evil's hand and walking down the street with them hand in hand. They're pretending to fight evil. That's what they're doing. They're pretending to fight evil because they're too cowardly to fight the whole war. They're picking out selective fighting. It's like picking out selective truth. It's like going through a buffet line of truth, and we'll pick out this truth I like, this truth I like, this truth I like. The rest of the truth you can throw it away. I don't care about that truth. Okay? Or we're going to pick out the selective war. Let's see, I'll stop this one over here where we're raping the oil. We're taking the oil. I'll stop this one over here where I can make myself look good to the females. And I'll stop this one over here where I can maybe make a little monetary gain. Okay, the rest of the corruption can stay in place. I don't care about that corruption. Even though all that corruption came from NWO, from social engineering, but you called yourself a truther. And you said you wanted to fight back to stop the evil that's going on. And then when I showed you what's going on with all the male bashing and how they broke down the family unit and destroyed the genders, you go, I'm not talking about that, man. That's too personal. No, that's too personal. Okay? Nope. I don't agree with you. Maybe you got some mental issues, man. Maybe you're a woman hater. Yep, I'm a woman hater who's married. Well, at this time in your life, maybe you are. You know, I've been called a woman hater for off and on by several people for as long as I've been doing this. Okay? I've also been called mental off and on for as long as I've been doing this by several different people, and every time it's a man. Every last time it's a man. A mangina. But I took the man off that mangina and just called him a vagina. Because there's nothing manly about his behavior. Then you would wonder why we're not stopping the male bashing, huh? How come many on an outcry, right? You know, I get disgusted when I turn on a TV set, and this is what I run onto. I stopped watching TV years ago from that. Now, I've been toying around with DirecTV Now ever since I set it up for my brother, but I can't stay there very long. It fires me up. I get mad. Because I see the BS. I see what they're feeding you. This is why I stopped watching. Then I see the male bashing. And it just fires me up more. Makes me want to go on down to Hollywood and down to these TV studios and blow them up and put them out of business. So I have to shut off the DirecTV Now before I lose my mind and have to go do something I shouldn't do and put these people out of business. I have been caught everything under the book, from a animal raper and abuser to a child molester to a alcoholic to a woman hater to dangerous to society. Hell, I even killed Sabrina 13 and buried her in her backyard. Or Sabrella 13, whatever you want to call her. For the people that have been around when I had the battle against the feminist woman called Umbrella 13 on YouTube. And then she took down her channel and took down her website. And I had somebody make a video telling me congratulations for beating her. I had another one tell me, oh, Bill's dangerous to society. He killed Umbrella 13. She's probably buried in his backyard. You know, this is the kind of hypocrisy, complete hogwash, BS shit. I've had every attack put on me that could possibly. I don't think there's anything you can call me that I haven't already been caught. I seriously don't. I really don't think there's anything that you could call me that I haven't already been caught. And then they wonder why I'm still here. How did I put up with all this? Simple. You don't know me. I know me. My people in my household that know me in real life know me. And people who see who I am online realize that when I tell you who I am, that's who I am. I'm not lying to you. Okay? And because you say I've done something, don't mean I know I haven't. Why would I let your lie affect me? Why would I let you come up and say I'm an alcoholic when I don't drink? That's a funny one, man. I don't drink, period, but I'm an alcoholic. Well, never mind, I do drink, see? This Pepsi, or water, right here. This stuff here. Yeah, that's my selected drink. Okay? There's my drink. So I guess if that puts me as an alcoholic, then we're all alcoholics. This whole world is alcoholics then, right? Okay, so I don't let things get to me, and if they do push me overboard and they keep making hurling insults and pushing it all over the net, then I will strike back. And when I strike back, most of the time they don't like it. Years ago, I'm not even going to say the name because she apologized for it. Okay? So therefore, she don't deserve to have her name called. There was a female channel on YouTube that dedicated themselves to attacking me. And it was instigated by that person that I talked about earlier in the show. I'm not going to bring up that name no more. Okay, because they don't deserve no attention. And that channel was instigated, and the attacks that were being launched on me was instigated by that particular person. Well, I got even with them. Well, let's just put it that way. And I did unto them what they were doing unto me. They didn't like it. No. They didn't like it when they got their own medicine thrown back at them. Their medicine didn't taste very well, but it caused them to wake up. And they removed their videos against me. And I removed the one I made. And the war was over. The fight was over. It was all instigated by one person that I spoke about earlier in this show when they left a comment. And we won't even say the fat guy's name no more, okay? I've said all I'm going to say. I already told you who he was when I said fat guy's name, okay? Because it's not worth it. But, see, I stay here and continue fighting because it's the truth. It's what's going on. This is why I'm telling you, we have to bring the manosphere together. We have to stop fighting one another. Incel guys need to understand that sex comes last, not first. If all they want is sex and they don't want a relationship, I'm not going to slam a guy who just wants sex now and again and don't want a relationship. I'm not mad at you for that. I don't care that you do that, especially with all the corruption in the dating scene today. I would never ever insult you for doing that whatsoever. I'm not against you for doing that. That is your prerogative. As long as you're not lying to her and leading her to believe that there's going to be more there to get your dick in that hole. As long as you are honest with her and she knows first and foremost that this is only sex, then I don't care. Although, however, you play the game and you lie to her, then I'm not going to stand with you. I'm going to stand with her. So as long as you do understand that, okay? And I'm not going to stand with the hers when it comes to TFL because it's the hers that's causing the TFL. But the hers don't even know they are because they've been so brainwashed, so programmed. And what hers do know that they are actually causing the TFL, that are getting the rocks off on it, I won't stand with them women at all because they're evil as fuck. And they would deserve to have TFL slapped on them for a good number of years. Let them taste what they dish. Well, that's your opinion, and smoking is just nuts. Okay? Breathing in chemtrails that you go outside to every day is just nuts. Okay, I want you to get out of that one, okay? So that's just nuts, okay? And a matter of fact, okay, I'm nuts. Yes, I am. See? But you can go outside and you can breathe in your chemtrails. And you can go down to the store and buy some foods that are GMOs. And that's right, and processed foods are absolutely no good for you. I want to hear you complaining about that, though, will I? Do you follow where I'm going there? Do you see what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Go do a little bit of homework and look for yourself. You'll see, okay? And I don't care if you call me nuts for smoking. I have a secret for you, okay? Let me break the news to you. You know, when I was in second grade, God, that's been so long ago. But when I was in second grade, that's when I had my very first cigarette ever. Yeah, no lie. That's fact. Now, of course, I didn't become a regular smoker then. But I had my very first cigarette ever when I was in second grade. By the time I was like 12 or 13 years old, I was full time smoking. No lie. And I've been smoking steadily since probably about 12 or 13 years old. I can remember when cigarettes were 50 cents a pack. You can name brand. I could buy a pack of Marlboro Red or Winston Hundreds for 2 packs for $1. Sometimes I'd get them on sale, man. I'd buy 4 packs for $1.50. I could buy a carton of cigarettes for $9. Yeah, $9. I remember that. I'll bet you most of you don't remember that. Gasoline when I first started driving was like 55 cents a gallon, 52 cents a gallon. It was in around that neighborhood, 52 cents to 55 cents. Yes, he's correct. Dave's correct. Dave is correct. I like this guy. He's honest, he's straightforward like myself, and he's saying it as it is. I like that. Yeah, I remember that. And I don't, people don't remember that because they wasn't around back then. How bad inflation's affected us. Look at cigarettes now. What are they? $7, $8 a pack, depending on where you're at. For a name brand, a pack of Marlboro Red is what? $7, $8 a pack? You got to be kidding me. What, $60, $70 a carton? You talk about mega inflation. Yeah. Yeah, see, I couldn't tell you about it in the UK, but there you go. And I'm sure inflation's hit over there in the UK pretty damn good too, hasn't it? I'm sure those cigarettes are costing you a bundle now. It's just, it's retarded how we sit back and we just allow criminals to run us and we don't stand up for ourselves. But, on the TFL rant side of things, men need to start being men again and you don't place nobody above nobody. I don't care who you are. We're all human beings, men and women alike. And these women who say these are our kids, we had the kid, not you. I got a news flash for you women that say that. News flash, news flash. You didn't just have a kid by accident. No, you didn't just have a kid because you masturbated. No, it took another man to get you pregnant. And that half of that DNA belongs to that man. It took a man and woman to create that life, not a woman by herself. So for you women who claim that kid's yours because you gave birth to it, you can't give birth to what you can't create if no guy gives you the time of day. If men do unto women what women are doing unto men, you women would not like it. You wouldn't have to worry about getting pregnant, man. We could become extinct. Maybe we could have that movie that Hollywood wasn't made, A World Without Men. And we didn't see any men standing up to that. We didn't see Karen Stroud stand up there, did we? No. We didn't see the men's right actors movement say, hey, why did you make this movie? No more than you'll see them complain about the male bashing. So for all of you men who believe in that MRA, Karen Stroud and her pack of feminist women are fighting for your rights, I want you to reach down behind you and grab a firm hold on the backside of your head and pull it out of your you know what. Because that's exactly where you have parked your head. All the way up that part that you're sitting on the toilet with. Because if you believe that these women are here to fight for your rights, and you're still thinking that shit, that's because your head is parked firmly up there. And then it'll come back to what I said earlier in this live stream. Just name one thing that Karen Stroud, Girls' Rights What, has done for men, actually done for men, since she came on scene. And you won't be able to name that one thing because she has done nothing. Nothing. She hasn't changed one law or taken one right away from women that men don't have, or given men one right that we don't have that they have back. She's done nothing. She has accomplished lining her pocket full of money, pulling the blanket over lots of guys' faces, and keeping the division alive and well for the powers to be. But I think with that being said, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I think I've been ranting long enough. So there's my rant for the day. I hope you all have a good one. And I'll be back with another rant. And I appreciate y'all being here. Okay? With that, I'm out of here.